Shalom, shalom. I'm Brother Josiah, here with the Watchman 144 congregation, and today's study is called The Power of the Fourth Beast. So the first verse we'll be dealing with is Revelation chapter 13, verse 1 and verse 2. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, his seat, and great authority. So now the scripture tells us that the beast that comes up out of the sea, it tells us that the dragon gives him his power, his seat, and great authority. So what is this power that Satan is going to give unto the beast? Let's go to the Strong Concordance and let's look up this word power. And the Strong's number is G1411, and it's dynamis. It says from G1410, force, literally or figuratively. Specifically, miraculous power, usually by implication, a miracle itself. Ability, abundance, meaning, might, mightily, mighty, mighty deed, worker of miracles, power, strength, violence, mighty, wonderful works. So when we look at the Strong Concordance for this word power, it says miraculous power or the worker of miracles. So Satan is going to give this beast his miraculous power. Let's go take a look at some other places where this word power is being used. Let's get Luke chapter 9, verse 1. Then he called his 12 disciples together and gave them power and authority over all devils and to cure diseases. The scripture says he gave them power over the devils and to cure diseases. And this power here in Luke 9 and 1 is the same power we see in Revelations 13 and 2. So they had the power over devils and they had power to cure diseases. Let's get another one. Let's get Acts chapter 19, verse 11. And God wrought special miracles by the hands of Paul. This is supernatural power given from the Most High. And if you look at this miracle in this particular verse, it is G1411. We know that this power means special abilities, right? Supernatural, miraculous powers. Let's get the next verse. Let's get 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 14 to 15. And no marvel, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. Therefore, it is no great thing if his ministers also be transformed, as the ministers of righteousness, whose end shall be according to their works. So the scripture says, for Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. So Satan has power to transform himself. So this power that Satan has, he is going to give to the beast. Let's get the next verse. Let's get 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 8. Now as Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses, so do these also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds reprobate concerning the faith. Jannes and Jambres withstood Moses. Who is Jannes and Jambres? Let's go to the Strong Concordance and let's look up the Strong's number 2389. The Thyers. It says Janna. He and Jambres were 2 Egyptian magicians who in the presence of Pharaoh imitated the miracles of Aaron in order to destroy his influence with the king. The author of the epistle derived their names from the traditions Talmudists and the rabbins. So the Strong Concordance says that Jannes and Jambres were the 2 Egyptian magicians that withstood Moses. So let's get this in the scriptures. Let's get Exodus chapter 8, verse 6 through 8. And Aaron stretched out his hand over the waters of Egypt, and the frogs came up and covered the land of Egypt. And the magicians did so with their enchantments, and brought up frogs upon the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron and said, entreat the Lord, that he may take away the frogs from me and from my people, and I will let the people go, that they may do sacrifice unto the Lord. So my question is, where did Janus and Jambres get their power from? Right here in the Old Testament, we can see that they had power to bring up frogs, just like Moses had the power to bring up frogs. So the only power source that they could have got their power from is Satan himself. Let's get the next verse. Let's get Matthew chapter 24, verse 24. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that if it were possible, they should deceive the very elect. So Christ warns us about false Christs and prophets coming and showing false miracles, that if it was possible, they would even deceive the elect. Let's go into the Strong Concordance and look up this word signs. So the Strong's number is G4592. It says neuter of a presumed derivative of the base of G4591, an indication, especially ceremonially or supernaturally, miracle, sign, token, wonder. So what's a ceremonial sign? In the book of Exodus, when they were supposed to put the lamb's blood around the doorpost, a supernatural sign will be a miracle, just like Elijah causing fire to come down from heaven, right? So now let's go back to the Strong Concordance and let's look up this word wonder. So it's G5059. So this is the Thayer's dictionary, and it says a prodigy, portent, miracle performed by any one. So signs also mean miracle, and wonders can mean miracles. Let's get the next verse. Let's get 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 8 through 12. And then shall that wicked be revealed, who the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness, in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. So the scripture says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power, signs, and lying wonders. That means that Satan been working behind closed doors to bring forth this son of perdition. That all this power that he possessed is because of Satan. Let's get the next verse. Let's get Mark chapter 13, verse 21 to 22. And then if any man shall say to you, lo, here is Christ, or lo, he is there, believe him not. For false Christs and false prophets shall rise, and shall show signs and wonders to seduce, if it were possible, even the elect. So the scripture says it's going to be a time where people are going to say, hey, lo, there's Christ. He's over there. Because there shall arise false Christs and false prophets doing signs and wonders to seduce, to get you to worship Satan. Let's get the next verse. Let's get Matthew chapter 16, verse 4. A wicked and adulterous generation seeks after a sign, and there shall no sign be given unto it, but the sign of the prophet Jonas. And he left them and departed. People only believe in what they can see. So the Bible is speaking about these type of people. Christ called them a wicked and adulterous generation. And it says that they seek after signs, after miracles. Now, it's obviously when the Antichrist rise and he's going to have the power of Satan, he is going to seduce the wicked and adulterous generation that seeks after the sign. Let's get the next verse. Let's get Revelation chapter 13. We're going to read verse 11 and then skip over to read verse 13 to 15. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he does great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of man, and deceives them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles, which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. So this is the beast that comes out of the earth. This is the false prophet and the Antichrist. it says that he had powers to do great wonders, so that he makes fire come down from heaven. Most people will interpret this as missiles or some type of warfare. No, Elijah dropped fire down from heaven. So this beast, this Antichrist, this false prophet, he is going to do the miracles. He is going to drop fire from heaven to seduce people. And it says that he deceives them on earth by the means of those miracles. This is not a regular man that's going to do this. This is why Christ warned us. Christ pre-warned us about these times that we're heading into. The whole world right now, when it comes to the movies and TV shows, they're pumping superhero movies 90 going north. Obviously, they're preparing people to get ready to start seeing these false miracles and lying wonders. And you're not knowing that these movies are preparing you to get ready to see these things in real life, to see an actual human being with powers. The whole world is rolling out the red carpet for the Antichrist. This is why the beast is described as iron. That's the angelic power of Satan behind this fourth beast. I'm Brother Josiah here with the Watchman 144. We just completed the study, The Power of the Fourth Beast. I hope you guys were edified. Godspeed, and I'll see you on the next one.